My dear friends, I am Carl Jung, and today I stand before you to share a profound truth about the human soul, a truth that has the power to transform your life. Have you ever wondered why you fall into the same patterns despite your promises to change? Why you feel trapped in cycles of behavior as if some unseen force is guiding your choices? The answer lies not in your willpower or your recent past, but in ancient universal forces etched deep within your unconscious. I call these forces archetypes, timeless patterns of being that shape who you are, how you think, and how you live. They are the invisible threads weaving the tapestry of your personality, and three of them in particular form the very foundation of who you've become. Yet most of you are unaware of their influence. Are you living as a dreamer, blind to reality? Do you feel perpetually alone, guarding your heart? Or are you driven to conquer at all costs? Let me guide you through the 12 archetypes that govern your soul, for by understanding them, you will uncover the keys to your freedom, your growth, and your truest self. The first archetype to awaken in you is the innocent. This is the child within, the part of you that believes in the goodness of the world, trusts in the promises of others, and clings to stories with happy endings. The innocent expects to be saved, certain that good will always triumph and that pain can be avoided. Those of you dominated by this archetype often live in denial of life's harsher truths, seeking comfort over reality. You might say, everything will be fine, even as the world crumbles around you. But life, in its raw and unyielding nature, does not sustain this innocence for long. When betrayal, loss, or the cold realities of adulthood strike, the innocent is shattered, and from its ashes rises the orphan. The orphan is the second archetype, born from the sting of abandonment and the loss of faith in others. This is the part of you that feels alone, wary, and often cynical. The orphan expects the worst, building walls around your heart to avoid further pain. If I don't open up, you think, I won't be hurt again. You become guarded, realistic, perhaps even hardened, believing that self-protection is the only way to survive. But in this isolation, a new force emerges, the warrior. When the innocent is betrayed and the orphan loses trust, the warrior steps forward, vowing never to be vulnerable again. This archetype arms itself with strength, focus, and discipline. The warrior believes in victory, in conquering obstacles, even if it means battling the world itself. It is the archetype of effort, merit, and relentless defense. To the outside world, the warrior appears unbreakable, but deep within, it often hides the wounded orphan, still afraid of being hurt. Each of you carries these three archetypes, the innocent, the orphan, and the warrior. One of them likely dominates your decisions even now, shaping your life in ways you may not fully see. The danger lies in becoming trapped in one of these roles. As the innocent, you may avoid conflict but also growth. As the orphan, you shield yourself from pain but close off your heart. As the warrior, you achieve much but forget to rest, to trust, to love. This inner conflict reveals three more archetypes: the caregiver, the explorer, and the rebel. The caregiver is the archetype of sacrifice, the part of you that lives for others, often at the expense of your own dreams. It is the mother who sets aside her ambitions for her children, the friend who listens but is rarely heard, the worker who carries the burdens of all. The caregiver believes the pain of others is their responsibility, tying their worth to service. But here lies the danger. When you give too much, you may lose yourself, silently suffering while awaiting recognition that rarely comes. Then a whisper grows within you, a call to ask, "Where am I in all this?" That is the voice of the explorer. You may be living as an exhausted caregiver, a lost explorer, or a rebel at war with the world. But true balance comes from listening to all three and knowing when each should act. You can care without erasing yourself, explore without abandoning everything, and rebel without destroying what matters. These archetypes are not masks to wear forever. They are doorways to your essence, parts of you longing to be heard, understood, and woven into your being. Now let me ask you, who is steering your life today? What are you doing out of duty, and what are you avoiding out of fear? Are you truly living or merely surviving? Perhaps what's missing isn't more discipline or control, but a rediscovery of joy, wonder, and lightness. 3 archetypes embody this vibrant dimension of your soul: the lover, the creator, and the fool. The lover is the archetype of desire, driven not by logic but by passion. It seeks deep connection, emotional intensity, and the joy of the senses. When you fall in love with a person, a project, or a fleeting moment, the lover is in command, but it risks losing itself in emotion, mistaking dependency for love or intensity for truth. The lover can become needy, jealous, or possessive, searching outside for what can only be found within. When that desire turns to expression, the creator emerges. The creator is the artist, the inventor, the architect of your soul. It yearns to manifest something unique, original, authentic. It builds ideas, worlds, and paths, but its greatest fear is failure. The creator's harsh self-criticism can paralyze you, convincing you your work will never be good enough. Many with creative souls abandon their dreams before they begin, fearing rejection. And here enters the fool, a figure of profound wisdom disguised in playfulness. The fool finds lightness in chaos, humor in pain, and art in imperfection. Spontaneous and irreverent, it reminds you that life is a game, and laughter is a form of healing. When life grows heavy, the fool whispers, "Relax, you're taking it all too seriously." The lover, creator, and fool teach you to live with soul. They invite you to feel deeply, express freely, and laugh humbly at yourself. But pause and reflect. How much joy is in your daily life? Do you allow yourself to create, even imperfectly? When was the last time you laughed, truly laughed at yourself? Your soul may be starving for lightness, beauty, and connection. One of these archetypes may be struggling to emerge, waiting for you to listen. Beside the ruler stands the magician, the alchemist of your soul. It sees beyond the obvious, creating new realities from the invisible. The magician embodies intuition, mystery, and renewal, showing you that nothing is fixed. Everything can be transformed, healed, or reinvented. But its shadow is deception, and its power can be used for good or ill. It must be guided by ethics and awareness. Have you ever felt the potential to radically change your life but hesitated, fearing the unknown? Finally, there is the sage, the archetype of knowledge, truth, and deep understanding. The sage seeks answers beyond the surface, observing the world with calm discernment. When you connect with the sage, you find peace and clarity amid chaos. But if the pursuit of knowledge becomes an escape from life or emotions, the sage can grow distant, cold, or cynical. Have you been seeking wisdom to shield yourself from pain? The ruler, magician, and sage are the pillars of your inner power. They challenge you to balance control with surrender, action with reflection. Are you governing your life consciously, transforming your reality with wisdom, and seeking the knowledge that truly matters? Or are you trapped in one archetype, blind to the potential of the others? I invite you to a simple yet powerful challenge. Over the next few days, observe your actions, emotions, and choices. Notice which archetype is most present. Write it down. Then ask, is this archetype helping me or holding me back? What can I do to balance these inner forces? If you feel called to go deeper, share your thoughts with others, perhaps in a comment, naming the archetype that resonates most or the one you need to awaken. Your journey is unique, and your discoveries matter. My friends, the transformation you seek begins within. These archetypes are the map to your soul's evolution. The power is in your hands. Use it to create the life you deserve. I am Carl Jung, and I believe in your courage, your wisdom, and your capacity to live with consciousness, freedom, and balance. Let us continue this journey of self-discovery together, for your evolution is the mission of the human spirit. Thank you for being here.